Maintaining them
Yeah.
is really about follow-up, right?
Okay.
And that can be through setting in systems where, like, what we do is we send out birthday cards,
Mm-hmm.
anniversary cards. If it's a client where we've sold them a property, then, 6 months anniversary, 1 year anniversary from home ownership.
Okay.
The other thing is just, being yourself and, if you really have a good connection with that person, putting on your calendar, lunch with Dustin on the 29th,
Yeah.
right? And setting that where you're going to have so many touches with that person. So Dustin's going to receive 4 items or something of value from me over the course of 12 months.
Yeah.
And so you can decide what that is. I know Dustin likes Air Force Ones,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So maybe a gift might be on his birthday. I send him a pair of Air Force Ones. It's
Yeah.
$90, but that's an investment in the relationship.
Absolutely.
Right? So you get to pick and choose what you want to, the value you want to offer or provide.
Yeah.
But I think it's really about putting it on a calendar and making it a priority. Just like you make the relationships with your wife or with your kids a
Yeah.
priority, you have to make those relationships with other people that you have connections with a priority, and remember to try to, take the time to check on them.
Yeah.
It could be something as small as a text. We all follow each other. We all are busy throughout the day.
Yep.
But maybe you say, hey, man, I noticed that you guys just took a trip down to Hawaii. That you guys, the family, everything looked like it was a lot of fun. Just checking in on you. How's everything going? It's short, it's sweet, and it's direct, and it's to the point. Those are ways to keep yourself in front of people from a social media standpoint.
I like that. I could do better at that. Just checking in.
It's hard.
Hey,
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
Especially when you know a lot of people.
Yeah.
But, I've come to learn when it comes to relationships, there's 4 forms of currency, and I tell people this. There's knowledge, there's time, there's money, and there's relationships. Most people chase money.
Mm-hmm.
Time is one of our greatest assets next to our health, right? Knowledge, I think, is very valuable, but the relationships, I think, rule and trump everything. And that's a high level of currency that I believe we overlook as human beings. And, what you invest in other people, at the end of the day, even if it doesn't immediately come back to you, it always finds a way to come back around in some form or fashion that's going to be of benefit to you. So I learned early on from my mother that, there's 2 things you want to invest in life. That's yourself and that's other people. And, that philosophy stuck with me, and I watched her live it, and I just talk about it. She lived it in all aspects of her life. She always would pick up the phone and call people, check in on them, visit people, stop by and drop things off, cook a cake. And I'd be like, Mom, what are you baking? She's like, oh, I'm making something for Mrs. Such and Such. And in my mind, like, you should be making me a cake, right? But it's little things like that, when you value people and you value those relationships, you'll find ways and time to connect with people.